Welcome to Fabric Monday. Let's talk today about organizing our workspace, organizing the objects on our workspace. Before Microsoft Fabric, we had reports, data sets, data flows, only a small set of objects. But now, considering Microsoft Fabric, we have a huge amount of objects. So we need to focus better on the organization of these objects. Let's consider some important definitions to plan the organization of these objects. First, we need to consider that we have some main objects. For example, if we decide to work with a lakehouse, the lakehouse is the main object. And other objects are, let's say, surrounding objects to the lakehouse. The same with the data warehouse if we decide to work with a data warehouse. A custom database if we are working with real-time data, and so on. So we have some main objects and other surrounding objects to them. I will not go so deep on the analysis of how to implement single source of truth, data mesh or medallion architecture on this workspace organization. Let's leave these considerations, these architectural considerations for later moments. So, organizing the workspace, what we can organize. Notebooks can be on their own workspace. Notebooks work very well if they have a workspace only for the notebooks. And they can be linked to a lakehouse which is in a different workspace. There is no problem with that and they work well with that. What the advantage of breaking objects in their own workspace like this? Well, consider, for example, that Microsoft Fabric has a different experience. For example, you may have some people in your company who works with notebooks, with lake houses, and other people in your company who prefers to work with no-code solutions, data flows and pipelines, for example. If you isolate the types of objects, you can isolate the permissions to handle each one of these kinds of objects as well. Otherwise, everything will be mixed, the permissions and the objects. It's not a very good scenario. Data flows, they also can be on their own workspace. Reports can have their own workspace. And they can have access to data sets in different workspaces. No problem with that. Lakehouse, one of our main objects, generates another object called SQL endpoint. And also a sub-object which is the default data set for that lakehouse. These three objects need to be on the same workspace. Data warehouse generates the full data set as well. So the data warehouse and the full data set needs to be on the same workspace. Pipelines needs to be in the same workspace than the destination, the target of the data. So if you are using a pipeline to ingest data into a data warehouse, the pipeline needs to be in the same workspace than the data warehouse. If it's a lakehouse, the pipeline needs to be in the same workspace than the lakehouse. This breaks a bit with our intended organization, but it still works. We can work with this limitation. Let's see a demonstration about what I'm talking. Microsoft Fabric has a concept in preview, which is the concept of domains. Domains can be used to aggregate workspace together to consider a set workspace as part of a same solution. Of course, who knows more about architecture knows that this concept of domain is linked to data mesh. True, it is linked to data mesh, but I will not go so deep in relation to this at this moment. In my simple environment, I have these domains created. I created all these domains. Let's take a look on some of them. Here you are seeing one of the domains, Microsoft Sales Sample, and on these domains I broke down the workspaces to have a workspace for a sales lakehouse, a workspace for notebooks, a workspace for data flows. There is another workspace called Sales API. This is more an architectural detail. I will not go so deep on this today on this video. Another example. This domain is used to handle real-time ingestion. In this example, I have a workspace for the custom database. The real-time ingestion is made also to a lakehouse, so I have another workspace for the lakehouse. Another workspace for the event streaming, another workspace for reports, lake notebooks to handle the lakehouse, and query sets for the custom. So I'm breaking down the objects on the own workspace. That's what you need to try to achieve. What you should not do is a scenario like this. This scenario is a workspace where I have all kinds of objects in a single workspace. Of course, you can filter by object. I can filter by notebook, data flows, lake houses, and so on. But how I would control permissions in this case? For example, the permissions are best maintained on the workspace level. And in this case, once I give permission to someone to handle this workspace, the guy will have permission to handle all the objects in the workspace. That's not a good scenario. A better scenario is the scenario that I built for my sales example. Take a look on these workspaces. I have sales data flows, for the data flows, sales lakehouse, sales notebooks. The types of objects to handle the sales domain are isolated in their own workspace. So let me open one by one. For example, on the sales lakehouse, I have a SQL endpoint, a dataset, the full dataset for the lakehouse, and I have a data pipeline, because the pipelines need to be on the same workspace as the target of their data. On the other hand, let's take a look on the sales notebooks, where I have the notebooks, only the notebooks used to work with the sales lakehouse. So I can give permissions to the developers who will develop the notebooks to this workspace without affecting the other type of objects that this solution will contain. In this way, we can better organize our environment in Microsoft Fabric instead of having that bad example where I have one workspace containing all the objects. Thank you very much for watching this video and see you on next Monday.